The way we distribute our attention from the moment we wake up has profound implications on how we experience our day and ultimately our lives. The people we'll see, the places we'll go, the things we'll do, sets in motion a predictable pattern that our brain and body align with. This cycle is more than just a habit. It's a neurological and biological process that shapes our day even before it begins. By constantly reactivating familiar circuits from our past experiences, we're essentially living in a future that has already been defined by our repeated thoughts and emotions. This repetitive cycle is deeply ingrained in our neural pathways. Every morning, as we engage in the same thought patterns, we strengthen these pathways, making it more likely that our day will unfold in a predictable manner. This process is not just a mental rehearsal, it's a biological preparation. Our body starts to produce the same chemicals and hormones associated with our routine thoughts and emotions, further entrenching us in our familiar reality. This phenomenon extends beyond just setting the tone for the day. It has far reaching implications for our health, well being, and even our genetic expression. When we continually prime our brain and body with the same thoughts and emotions, we are not only solidifying our current reality, but also limiting our potential to experience change. We become biologically attuned to our current life, reducing our capacity to create a different future. The power of our focus plays a significant role in this process. From the moment we check our phones in the morning to the last thought we have at night, our attention is largely focused on external stimuli. Our digital interactions, our job, our relationships, and our material possessions. Our job, our relationships, and our material possessions. This constant external focus keeps us locked in a cycle of familiarity, where new experiences and opportunities for growth are overlooked or ignored. Our daily rituals, from scrolling through social media to thinking about our job or personal relationships, become more than just activities. They are the vehicles through which we channel our energy and define our reality. By giving so much attention to these known aspects of our lives, we inadvertently close ourselves off to the unknown and the possibilities it holds. The challenge, therefore, is to break free from this cycle of routine and predictability. It requires a conscious effort to change our thought patterns and to redirect our focus from the familiar to the unfamiliar. It's about challenging the status quo of our daily lives and opening ourselves up to new experiences and ways of thinking. To initiate this change, it is essential to become aware of our habitual thought patterns and the emotions they evoke. By identifying these patterns, we can start to disrupt them, creating space for new thoughts and experiences. This disruption is the first step towards creating a different future, one that is not bound by the repetitive cycles of our past. The way we distribute our attention from the moment we wake up has profound implications on how we experience our day and ultimately our lives. Every morning, as we engage in habitual activities such as checking our phones, emails, and social media, we are not merely performing routine tasks. We are actively directing our energy towards these external stimuli. This distribution of attention plays a crucial role in shaping our reality. Our mornings set the tone for our day. When we start our day by immediately immersing ourselves in the digital world, we are priming our brain to expect a day filled with similar distractions and interactions. This routine engagement with technology and social media not only consumes our time, but also our mental and emotional energy. We become so absorbed in these activities that there's little room left for introspection or the cultivation of new thoughts and feelings. This constant focus on external stimuli creates a loop where our energy continues to flow outward, leaving little for our inner world of thoughts and feelings. We give so much attention to our work, our relationships, our social media feeds, and even our material possessions that these external aspects start to define our identity and reality. In doing so, we neglect the vast potential of our internal world to create and experience a reality that aligns more closely with our desires and aspirations. The concept of energy distribution extends beyond just how we spend our time. It's about where we invest our mental and emotional resources. When we give our attention to something, we are essentially investing a part of ourselves in it. This investment can be rewarding when it's directed towards positive and growth oriented activities. However, when our attention is constantly drawn to mundane, stressful, or negative aspects, it can deplete our energy and diminish our capacity to create positive change. Our daily interactions, whether with people or tasks, often come loaded with emotional attachments. These emotions, whether they are related to our work, our relationships, or our personal challenges, further bind our energy to these external factors. The more emotionally charged these interactions are, the more they consume our energy, leaving less available for personal growth and creativity. To shift the balance of power from external to internal, it's crucial to become more mindful of where we direct our attention and energy. This requires a conscious decision to break away from habitual patterns of thought and behavior that keep us tied to our external reality. It involves cultivating an awareness of our internal world and consciously choosing to invest our energy in thoughts and feelings that align with the reality we wish to create. One effective way to redirect our energy is through practices like meditation, mindfulness, and reflective journaling. These practices help us to turn our attention inward, allowing us to explore our thoughts and emotions more deeply. By doing so, we can begin to understand how our internal world shapes our external reality and start to make intentional changes that align with our goals and aspirations. Another key aspect of shifting our energy distribution is learning to manage our emotional responses to external stimuli. This involves developing emotional intelligence and resilience, which allow us to navigate our daily interactions more effectively without getting emotionally entangled. By managing our emotional responses, we can conserve our energy and redirect it towards more constructive and creative pursuits. When an individual is constantly in survival mode, reacting to life stressors, there is a significant impact on their creative and intellectual capabilities. This state, characterized by heightened alertness and preparation for perceived threats, dominates the mind, leaving little room for creative thought or personal growth. The brain, in survival mode, focuses primarily on immediate concerns and dangers, creating a narrow perspective that stifles innovation and exploration. This survival instinct, deeply embedded in the human psyche, is a product of evolutionary necessity. It gears the mind and body towards immediate response mechanisms, fight or freeze. While these responses are crucial for physical survival, they are counterproductive for creative and intellectual pursuits. The brain's resources are diverted towards managing these perceived threats, drawing energy away from higher order thinking processes such as introspection, imagination, and inventive problem solving. The effects of being in this constant state of survival extend far beyond the immediate fight or flight response. It influences a person's entire approach to life, making them risk averse and less likely to engage in new experiences that are crucial for personal growth. People stuck in this mode tend to favor routine and predictability over the uncertain and unknown, which are vital components of creative exploration. My experience walking through a secluded ranch one evening exemplifies the impact of survival mode on the brain's functioning. Confronted with an unexpected noise, my brain instantly switched to a state of high alert, focusing all attention on identifying a potential threat. This reaction illustrates how survival mode can sharply limit our capacity for expansive thinking, making us prone to react to situations with fear and caution rather than curiosity and openness. In such a state, the brain is less equipped to engage in creative activities which require a sense of safety and openness. Creativity thrives in environments where risks can be taken without fear of immediate harm or danger. However, when constantly living in survival mode, our brain is conditioned to avoid risks, making it challenging to engage in creative endeavors or open up to new experiences. Overcoming the limitations imposed by survival mode requires a shift in mindset. This shift involves moving from a state of constant reactivity and fear to one of proactivity, curiosity, and openness. It entails recognizing and consciously changing the habitual responses that keep us in this mode. Practices that promote relaxation and mental well being, such as mindfulness meditation, deep breathing exercises, and engaging in hobbies that bring joy, are essential in this transformation. These activities not only provide relief from the immediate effects of stress, but also help cultivate a mental state conducive to creativity and growth. Actively seeking new experiences and stepping out of comfort zones are also crucial for breaking free from survival mode. Embracing challenges, learning new skills, and exploring unfamiliar territories stimulate the brain in novel ways, encouraging a shift towards a more creative and open mindset. Living in a state where stress predominates presents significant barriers to personal creativity and growth. In such a state, our brains are constantly on high alert, reacting to perceived threats and challenges. This heightened state of arousal, while evolutionarily beneficial for survival, significantly impairs our ability to engage in creative thought and explore new possibilities. In a stress dominated life, our focus is perpetually external, directed at managing and controlling our environment to avoid perceived threats. This outward focus limits our internal exploration, crucial for creative and innovative thinking. The brain, under stress, defaults to familiar patterns and routines, reducing our capacity to think expansively or embrace new ideas and perspectives. This constant state of high alert, characterized by high beta brainwave patterns, creates a mental environment where immediate concerns overshadow any inclination toward exploring new ideas or creative pursuits. It's a reactive mindset focused on responding to external stimuli rather than proactively seeking personal growth and fulfillment. The example of walking through a secluded path and encountering an unexpected sound vividly illustrates how survival mode focuses our attention on immediate concerns, sidelining any creative or expansive thinking. In that moment of perceived threat, all mental resources are geared towards identifying and responding to the potential danger, demonstrating the limiting nature of a stress dominated mindset. Such a mindset is not conducive to the nature of creative activities, which require a sense of safety, openness, and willingness to explore the unknown. Creativity thrives in environments where risks can be taken without fear of immediate danger or threat. However, when we're living in a state of constant stress and survival mode, our brain is programmed to avoid these very situations. To overcome the limitations imposed by a stress dominated life, we must consciously shift our focus and foster an environment conducive to creativity. This involves recognizing and actively changing thought patterns and behaviors that keep us in survival mode. It's about transitioning from a mindset of reactivity and fear to one of proactivity and curiosity. Developing practices that promote relaxation and mental well being is crucial in breaking the cycle of stress. Activities like mindfulness meditation, deep breathing exercises, and engaging in hobbies that bring joy can help recalibrate the mind and body away from the stress response. These practices provide immediate relief from stress and also help cultivate a mental state where creativity can flourish. Actively seeking new experiences and stepping out of comfort zones are vital for breaking free from the constraints of a stress dominated life. Engaging in activities that are outside one's comfort zone, such as learning a new skill, traveling to unfamiliar places, or changing daily routines, can stimulate the brain in new ways and encourage a more creative and open mindset.